Hello everyone, welcome back to the MCFC Lads Podcast. What are we on now, episode 9?
Nearly 10, so yeah. I think
not
it's
far
9.
off, 10. So yeah, we're keeping it going. We've had a little bit of time off. We were obviously in America for a month. We didn't have anything to talk about, let's be honest.
Absolutely nothing happened between the last one until sort of this week where we had a bit of news on goalkeepers. But
yeah, the Premier League season kicks off in about 3 weeks?
Yeah,
like
I think it's 3 weeks this weekend.
So you'll be getting our Premier League predictions in probably a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're basically back. The main meat of this podcast, we're going to be going through our best 5 summer signings of all time. But before we get onto that, we'll talk about, obviously, what have you been up to since you got back from America? I've just been chilling, to be honest.
I've done absolutely nothing. I had my university graduation today.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been absolutely just dead. And it's been much needed.
Yeah, I've just been chilling, to be honest. I could not be bothered doing anything. Sounds bad, but I was just shattered. Just regenning slowly. Done a little shoot thing yesterday. Went to Oasis. That was really, really good. I lie. I have done something. But yeah. So not much has gone on in the City world. Just 1 or 2 talking points. James Trafford. Thoughts?
Interesting is what I'd say. Obviously, we've spoken about Edison a fair bit on this podcast because of various reasons. People having a go at him, whatever. Trafford's a good goalkeeper. He has potential to be a great goalkeeper. I think if we do sign him, it's not going to work out perfectly straight away.
Yeah.
I think people have got to accept that. And there will be mistakes, but if we give him time, I think he could be a great goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's 22, 23. We know he's been at City obviously since he was a young lad. And I've listened to the whole podcast he did with Ben Foster. It's worth a watch if you can get it on. I watched that actually before there was any interest from City, but I think he's definitely wanting to come to City if he can.
Yeah. If
the goalkeeping situation does change enough that he can come in, i.e. Edison and or Ortega leave, then I can definitely see it. But yeah, City 3rd favourites to win the league. Just a little sort of premature prediction. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's crazy to write City off that
I think
much,
it's crazy.
but
I think it's crazy to have City nearly 4-1. And if you're not a betting man or you don't know what that means, basically saying City have a 20% chance of winning the Premier League.
Yeah.
Less so than Arsenal, less so than Liverpool. I think Liverpool will probably be big favourites.
I get Liverpool, especially given the Isaac rumours today. I mean,
they've already spent how much?
I mean, about 300 million quid this summer or whatever, but
mental.
They're going big for it and you've got to respect it. I mean, when you win the league, that's what you've got to do to hold on to it. But I don't get how Arsenal are ahead of us, given...
Yeah, neither do I. I mean, it's almost guaranteed now. Gyökeres is going to be signing for them 60-odd million. Decent signing. They needed a striker for a long time. But is he going to be what they need? I'm not sure.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Ekitike, like I said, to Liverpool, done. That's a big fee, by the way. Big fee.
I've not seen a whole lot from him. All I know is that Marmoush got more goal contributions, I'm pretty sure, in half season than he did in the whole season. So
yeah, and
I'm sure he's a great player, but I think we've got the better player.
And on the red side of Manchester, or Salford, if you want to call it that, Mbeumo to United.
Again, a decent signing, but it's a big fee.
One thing I'll say about Mbeumo and Wissa as well, I think they're both great players, by the way. To be fair, actually, I've watched a decent amount of Brentford last season. I think they're both good players, or very good players, but one thing I'll say, people, all they seem to talk about is stats. And I know he's a good player. There are highlights, pockets of him playing that are really good. Brentford have a very gung-ho play style. Yeah. Every game you watch is 3-3. Yeah. Every game's 4-4, it's 2-2. So the amount of goals they score as a team is going to be inflated anyway because they concede a hell of a lot as well. So is there an argument to say his 20-odd goals is a little bit inflated compared to a team that maybe isn't going to play that play style? I think
there's definitely an argument. And I mean, the amount of players, even the great players gone to United, that just aren't very good. So he's more than capable of completely flopping. I think United have done some decent business there.
Yeah, I hope. At the same time, how many times have you said that? How many times have we said that?
You say it so many times every time.
Every summer, it's like, Casemiro, you know what I mean? It's the same thing every summer.
We'll wait and see, but hopefully it's more the same for United.
But yeah, both City, United and City Arsenal fixtures are 4:30 as well.
That's fantastic.
Great news. I'm glad Sunday 4:30. You get your whole weekend and then you get a nice game at the end of it, a big game.
Yeah.
One or two concerns amongst the fan base though, the right back situation.
Yeah, Tino Livramento is not going to be happening this summer, which is a shame. In my head, that was always inevitable, to be honest. I don't think we were ever going to pay the price that Newcastle wanted. It was going to be probably 80+ million to get him, and for a right back, that's a lot of money. But we do need a right back, so I'm interested to see how Viana tries to solve that problem.
And the one last thing I've got written down here to mention before we obviously get into our best 5 ever summer signings is the stadium. I went down last week. Yeah. Video's banged, to be fair. It's got about 25k views, something like that. People seem to like it, so I'm going to try to do some more stuff like that if I can. If Alex is up here, I'll get him involved as well. But the new stadium's looking sharp. I think we said it was going to be ready January, is it? Something like that?
Yeah.
The hotel a bit after, but I couldn't believe, compared to the end of the season and when I made that video previously in November or something like that, stadium's really coming up all the way around it. So yeah, that's promising. I know people have got concerns about the nature of how it's been kind of cooked up, the plans, what the new stand's going to look like, who's going to be sat there. I think we share those concerns as well, to be honest.
We definitely do share the concerns, but if they get it right, it'll be amazing. I mean, it looks very, very good.
It does look
having
decent.
one massive stand, but it's up to City or not whether we get it right. So
but moving on now to the main sort of subject of this podcast, given there's not that much to talk about, your best 5 Manchester City summer signings of all time. Right, so the whiteboard, the not so famous, it'll be famous one day, whiteboard. There was a quid, I think, from Sports Direct or somewhere. Alex, kick us off with your 5th best City summer signing of all time. And we're talking, we're not going to be coming up with Tony Buck, with all due respect.
Before we get into it, so we're saying this is based on how good they were, but also the fee we've paid is I've taken into account quite a lot on my list. There is big names missing, but I mean, that's inevitable when City have been as good as we have been. My number 5, I've gone with Aguero.
Okay.
35 million roughly was the reported fee at the time. Obviously, Aguero speaks for himself. Our record goal scorer of all time. Scored that goal with the QPR. Scored God knows how many other massive goals for City. An incredible signing. One that sort of just tipped us over the edge. We'd already won a trophy when he signed, but when he joined, we obviously won the league and we won so much more. So Aguero for me is number 5 on the list.
Okay, I've got, by the way, just for some context, I've got an honourable mentions list underneath with 4 players in. So I'll hit you with that after the 5, so it adds a little bit of suspense. Number 5, I've gone with Rodri. 60-odd million, 2019, from Atletico Madrid. Everyone was a bit sort of, what's the right word?
He was improving a little bit.
Yeah, people were questioning this one a lot, especially after his first season. It wasn't insane, and Fernandinho was such a difficult player to replace, and boy did he replace him in the end, if anyone ever could. He's obviously won the Ballon d'Or now. 2019, 60 million. It was a big fee at the time. He's now looking like a bargain. But I'll hit you with my number 4, then you can give us ours. My number 4 is David Silva. 24 million in 2010. This guy was confirmed, I think, either just before or just after Spain won the World Cup. Unbelievable player, and arguably one of our best. Some people say he is our best ever player. But 24 mil was a fairly sized chunk at the time, but more than proven to be worth it, obviously.
My number 4, again on topic of our greatest of players, I'm going with our probably greatest ever player, Kevin De Bruyne. The reason he's only number 4 is because he's reported about 55 million. So if I had money, there was potentially some better. Obviously, you can't really get a better player than De Bruyne, but for me, he's number 4. He's won countless trophies. Obviously, he was a big part in the treble. Sadly, ended with a few injuries, and it obviously wasn't as great last season, but still, Kevin De Bruyne is probably our greatest ever player. So for me, 4th is minimum, really.
Yeah, so number 3 for me is KDB. I thought I'd just follow that up. 55 mil, 2015. They were calling him the £60 million reject. Obviously, they were inflating the fee in that newspaper, as you'd expect with the UK media, but turned out to be everything you'd have wanted and more than sort of what we expected. Obviously, didn't work out for him at Chelsea, but came from Wolfsburg, age about 25, and he leaves us as what I'd say is our best ever player. 55 million, unbelievable business.
Yeah, Premier League assist record as well.
He
should have it by himself.
Yeah, I mean you got the 20 in the season. He's second to Ryan Giggs, and his career was like 20 years long. So, KDB more than deserved of 3rd place.
Right, so moving on to my number 3. And given the names on the list, he doesn't really fit in because he's more of a recent player, but he has to be on there. Erling Haaland for £52 million.
Yeah.
Obviously, the media will tell you it's 100 million because of agent fees and wages, despite never counting wages in any other transfer fee in the history of football.
Yeah.
But £52 million for the greatest striker on the planet right now, broke the record for Premier League goals in a season in his first season, is already over 100 City goals and we're only 3 seasons in. He will score a lot more goals. We've got him for 9 more years. So for me, Erling Haaland's number 3, and I imagine he will probably rise on the list as well.
Yeah, before... Again, I was going to let you go with your number 2 next, but my number 2 is Erling Haaland at 50 mil. 2022, he speaks for himself, almost exactly what you've said there. But before I go on to that, you mentioned the fees thing. It just reminded me of something that happened. Do you remember the Brighton away game in 2017? We won 2-0.
Yeah.
The first game of the season. We were speaking to some guy on the way to the game, this Brighton fan, and he was like, "You lot bought Mangala for 100 mil or something," and it just reminded me of that because like everyone just seems to add transfer fees, wages, sort of his food budget times 70 for the next millennium
Private
if he stays alive.
Sort of any transfer that happens in the whole of...
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's my number 2. Do you want to hit us with number 1?
I'm still
number 2, sorry, yeah.
My number 2, I would say, is not as good of a player as the rest of the players in this, but the value for money is crazy, and I'm gone for Joe Hart.
Okay.
Less than £1 million we spent on him.
What a show.
He had 10 years at City, unbelievable keeper, England's number 1. In my opinion, the best goalkeeper in the Premier League at the time.
Yeah.
Very, very underrated because at the end of his career was not so good. But £500,000 for what we got from Joe Hart, a key figure in sort of City becoming great at the start of the Sheikh Mansour era. So he's number 2 for me.
Yeah, Joe Hart didn't make my list. Stupidly forgot him. But what I will say, my number 1 is 2 players, which you might say is a bit of a cheat, but it's a bit hard. When you're talking about, like we said, best players, best signings, I've got number 1, Vincent Kompany and Pablo Zabaleta.
Yeah.
Both for $6 million in 2008. And you can almost put Joe Hart in that basket. I know it's a list of 5, but you're just going to end up with 5 bargains if you go down that route, which is obviously not what we're trying to do. But I've gone Kompany and Zabaleta joint for $6 million each for longevity, value for money, what they did for the club, how good they ended up being. Yeah. You can pretty much throw Joe Hart into that, but hit us with your number 1, mate.
I agree with Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
I've gone, in my opinion, again, he's in that sort of, in my opinion, the holy trinity of Silva, Aguero, Kompany.
Yeah.
They're, for me, the most important figures in the sort of rise of Manchester City.
Yeah.
Zabaleta is a great shout as well, but for me, if we go to the honourable mentions, he'd be in there.
Yeah.
Kompany won it all bar the Champions League, scored some very important goals even as a defender. The goal against United in 2012, the Leicester goal in 2019, Chambers' goal against United in 2018 didn't count as well.
Yeah.
But what a player. Captain, still following the club as well. We saw him in the club shop only like 24 hours ago at Oasis the other day in Heaton Park. So for me, Kompany's our best transfer for value for what he did for the club.
Yeah.
For me,
Honourable mentions, if he just throws a couple of your names, go on.
For me, I mean, Zabaleta would be in there. Yaya Toure, he would be in there.
I've got Bernardo, 43 million.
That's
there.
a great shout.
Edison, 30 million.
Yeah.
Toure, 24 million. I've got Aguero in there because obviously I didn't quite get him in the list. Maybe he should be in the list. But it's so difficult. We've had so many good summer signings.
A lot of hits.
The question is, in 10 years, will any of the current summer signings or any of the summer signings from the last couple of years make the list?
I mean, when we look back in 10 years, Ryan Cherky for 20 million.
Could be an absolute steal.
The potential there is...
I mean, you could even look back, maybe a Gvardiol could turn out to be an unbelievable signing.
If he's in our defence the next 10 years, we win a few Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues here and there, he's got to be. You imagine he'll be captain at some point if he's still...
But yeah, I mean, just to talk about that, there's even some names. Kyle Walker for 50 million, probably doesn't quite make the honourable mentions, but we'll still mention him. 50 million.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot at the time. Yeah. But it was worth every penny.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's one of those ones, it wouldn't make the list just because of the price. You're paying 50 million for a right back.
But we had the best right back in the world for the whole time he was there. Until last season.
Exactly. So you think about that, the raw pace he's got, everything about him for so long. And it's a shame we kind of parted ways in the way we did.
Yeah.
But I still want to give Kyle Walker his flowers for that. But yeah, that was our top 5, sort of 6 in my end.
Yeah.
Best signings of all time. Right, so moving on, obviously, from our summer signings. Alex, you've got the quiz.
Yep, so I'll flash the scores on the doors on screen. I've got a feeling it's pretty even.
It's now pretty tight. I was ahead for a little bit, but then I flopped one of them big time.
I had quite a hard set of questions that one. I've gone slightly easier this time.
I want to say I was a bit annoyed about the difficulty of the questions. I did get 1 or 2 comments about that as well. But I think... You know, it's bounce off and you get tough rounds, you get easy rounds. I think I'm marginally ahead, so we'll see how this one goes anyway.
Yeah. So start with question 1. Puma, we've just signed a massive new deal worth $1 billion over the next 10 years. Tell me who was our kit sponsor, like our shirt sponsor, before Puma?
Nike. Yeah.
Starting off very nicely.
Yeah, we'll tell you that.
That's 1 for 1. On the day of filming this, it is 15 years to the day since we signed Alexander Kolarov. Do you remember who we signed Kolarov for?
Oh, I'm gonna go Legia Warsaw. It's just coming to my head. I might be wrong.
No, it was Lazio.
Was it? Yeah, I don't know why that came into my head.
I'm pretty sure he left us for Roma, which was pretty controversial.
The first name that was one of them first name that came into my head. Lazio first.
Next question. Obviously, the season is just around the corner. Last year, we started off the season pretty well. How many points did we get in our first 5 games?
Ooh, first 5. Now, I know we had 23 after the first 10 games. I'm going to just say 13.
And he's got it correct.
Yes.
He is on 2 out of 3 so far.
Who was the draw in that? Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
the John Stones
okay.
game.
Yeah.
Next up, we've had a bit of news about Roger recently. I think it's complete and utter
It's
nonsense about
nonsense.
Real Madrid being interested. We obviously signed him from someone. I want you to name 2 clubs that Roger's played for that aren't Manchester City.
Villarreal and Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I'm feeling he's maybe a little bit too easy some of these.
Yeah,
but
I'll take it.
Nevertheless, he's got 3 out of 4. And this one's a little bit harder. It requires a bit more brain power. Yeah. He's obviously not number 1, but Edison is rumoured to leave Manchester City this summer. I want you to tell me the last 3 goalkeepers to wear number 1 for Manchester City.
Oh, number 1. Oh, I have a stinky feeling Bravo wore number 1, but...
Just tell me when it's locked in.
Okay, well, definitely Joe Hart wore number 1.
So Joe Hart is locked in.
After
I can
25.
tell you that's correct.
Before Joe Hart, it must have been Shea Given.
Just tell me if you're locking it in.
Oh, I'll lock in. You know what? I'll lock in Bravo and Shea Given.
He's got the point.
Yes.
And he ends on 4 out of 5. It's
big.
a successful round.
It's big.
There.
We'll take that.
Some of the questions a little bit too
Yeah, I
easy
think
there,
the last one was pretty hard. To be
Yeah.
fair. I was thinking that you're thinking a guy we signed in 2009.
Exactly.
He's one of the last
It's
3.
crazy, really, when you think about it. That's how long it has to.
Yeah, we've done well with
Crazy
the
Edison's
keepers.
never been number 1 as well.
Yeah, you need a big performance next week now, or next
really
pod.
do.
Moving on from the quiz, we do have City Busters coming up, which we'll get onto, but we have the community questions. Now, for this one, there was a few in the comments. A couple kind of became outdated because we've not done a podcast in a couple of weeks. So I just tweeted out. So make sure you're following Luke Stanley 03 on Twitter,
Flash it on the screen so you can
Instagram,
see if you don't know
everywhere.
what it is.
Obviously, as well as MCFC Lads. But I thought I'd just tweet out, get some questions off you. So here is a couple. Ball Boy said, what are the expectations for the new season?
I don't think you can ever go into a season with the expectation of definite silverware.
No.
But my expectation is to compete on multiple fronts.
And massively improve from last year.
At the back end of the season, I expect us to be in a title race. I expect us to be at least a Champions League quarter-final, ideally an FA Cup semi-final. But I mean, obviously, not going to be all of them, but you want to be sort of there or thereabouts on...
I think that shows how big of a club we are as well, that's the expectation, like you said. I want us to just be massively improved from last season.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the right-back situation? Would you put your faith in Rico and Nunes, says Oliver?
My answer is no.
Yeah.
I think both
Tough
of them
one.
have their qualities. Rico's very good on the ball, very technically gifted. Nunes, he's had a few big moments going forward, he looks good, but he's always got that bozo moment in him, like against United in the derby last year. I think we need a new right back. I think when it comes to later rounds of the Champions League, you come up against Vinicius, or in the Premier League now we're going to be playing against Wirtz and whoever else, maybe Isak, and you just need a right back that can lock down a winger, and I don't think either of those 2 right backs can.
Christian's asked, if City did a pre-season tour in Australia, would you ever consider coming over? I think it'd be a pricey one.
For me, it would probably need to be a Club World Cup for me to be
Yeah,
willing to
okay.
make
Yeah,
that
to be fair, personally, I don't think I'd ever really consider doing pre-season.
Yeah,
it's just you do need a bit of a break from it, financially and mentally. But also, people were asking about this Palermo game, and after a month in America, didn't really consider it, unfortunately.
It's very expensive to go.
It's very expensive for what it is, and it's not even like really a competitive game.
I'd rather save the money and time for European
Yeah,
ways.
if we hadn't done America, then it'd maybe be on the agenda. We'd probably be on it, but I'm not saying anyone won't have a good time. I'm just thinking it's a bit much that. Bread and Water said, did we enjoy America? Pretty simple question. Yeah, is probably the answer.
It was unbelievable, even if the football at times wasn't.
I don't think we'll be.
Maybe we'll
ignore a few strange requests, but we'll leave that for the community questions this week. And we'll move on to the City Busters segment. Now, this is the 3rd instalment.
It is the 3rd instalment.
We finished last City Busters with a clue that I'll repeat. I don't think anyone got it. Now, a lot of people said Gael Clichy, including you.
Yeah.
Which was wrong.
Right idea,
and
but wrong.
It was the right idea, it was the right wavelength. So the question was, this is the clue. If you're not aware with what City Busters is, if you've not heard it, I'll give you a very bad clue. You kind of have to think outside the box with the clue. If you can't get it, or Alex can't get it, sorry, we'll give, we'll give basically the initials of the player, but they could either be City or rest of world, and I probably will tell you that thing. And then there's basically a rubbish clue, and you have to try and guess who the player was. So the one at the end of the last episode was the sport that's very popular in Ireland can't be played because the pitch is frozen over. It was something like that.
Yeah.
And that was hurling hardland.
Yeah.
Erling Haaland. It's very, very, very bad, actually.
Yeah.
But you didn't get that one.
No, I went with the Gaelic football option.
Gael cliche, which makes sense. But again, I wouldn't ever submit an answer unless... Well, I mean, you can obviously on the podcast, but if you're trying to think of it, submit the answer when you can actually show you're working. Don't just guess at half of it. Because, I mean, I can understand it's hard. Gaelic football, but what would the cliche be bit there? You know what I mean? Anyway, this is the two we've got today. This is your City one first up. He's fishing, but he somehow ended up catching some French cheese.
It's Rodri.
Explain it.
Rod.
Yeah.
Brie.
Yes! Yes! That is sensational. That is unbelievable. I think Alex is a bit of a cheat code, like I've said, because he doesn't know me. But
far too long.
That's good. You got to give me that one. Rod Brie. Obviously, what we'll try and do is give you actually on the next ones
a bit more time.
A bit more. If you hear Alex about to answer, just click pause if you can. Yeah. If not, it probably will get ruined. So we'll give you. What I'll do is I'll build in 5-10 seconds from now. Yeah. Actually, this one is a rest of world player, and it could be all time as well, or it could be current, or it could be whatever. That garden that God made has got a few dangerous things in it.
Right. I've got it. We'll just give a second for everyone to just digest what's just been said.
So the clue is that garden that God made has a few dangerous things in it. You can't if you're at home now and you think this is nonsense, probably one because it is, but two, give it a go. You can get this one. You can definitely get this one. That garden that God made has got a few dangerous things in it. Right. Now that's a basic, that's a textbook.
I think that's an easy sort of way into the game.
Exactly.
I think we've given them enough time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the answer is Eden Hazard.
Yes, exactly, because it's the Garden of Eden and there's a hazard in there.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've got to be getting that one. I'd be very disappointed if you're not getting that one. Yeah. But now I won't leave you with one for next episode because I'll let people digest those two. Test them out on your dad. Test them out on your brother.
Let us know if you got it.
Let us know how good this segment is that we've definitely not stolen.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be fair, I think it's a decent little segment. I quite enjoy it anyway. Other things on the agenda, Oasis. I'll talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, you
unbelievable.
I couldn't get a ticket sadly.
Yeah, but unbelievable. I managed to get one. There were so many City shirts there. Obviously, Liam and Noel, big City fans, so there was a lot of City references. Pep was behind Noel on stage. The Poznan, now there was a lot of United fans doing the Poznan. Big Steve, you'll have seen him rattling people all over social media. He was spot on. There was United fans. I seen United fans in United shirts turn and do the Poznan. And, you know, we were grabbing him, we were getting him. That's poor from them, but I'm glad we managed to persuade them. It was really, really good. Anyone that gets a chance, I know there's a couple of guys that have said they're going out in America to the American ones, not going out from England, but American City fans have mentioned they were going over the summer and recently to me. So that's sick. But in terms of other stuff going on, the overlap, I'll be back on that pretty soon, pretty sure. There's a few other clips and things, like Sport Bible, stuff like that. You're going on holiday.
I am tomorrow, not tomorrow.
So, so you'll get this podcast. We'll try and work something out. Either we'll get a little guest on for the next podcast, which I'll try and work out, or we'll see what Alex can come up with.
Might be able to do a little digital one. So it'll still be decent.
We'll see what it's saying.
And if we don't get the guest next week, there definitely will be guests next season.
Exactly. Next season, I mean, look at this. Look at the setup. We've got 2 chairs that are probably 10 to 15 years old. It's this to you guys. This setup actually looks very decent, and it's not bad by any means, but it's just not.
It can be upgraded.
It can definitely
will
be
get
upgraded.
bigger and better.
So we're looking at ways to try and financially upgrade the setup.
One of the ways you can help is by following on Spotify.
Yeah, that's true. We can't monetize Spotify yet, so a free way you can help out. Head over to Spotify, hit up the MCFC Lads podcast. You might already be listening on Spotify, in which case subscribe on YouTube, which I imagine you've probably already done. But yeah, Spotify, head over, drop us a follow. We have had a lot of messages about things like buy me a coffee, PayPal tips and stuff like that, because people do enjoy it. And we do really appreciate that. But we're going to try and get some sort of mechanism that works a bit better than those.
Yeah.
When the new season is obviously rolling and we're doing these podcasts, obviously a lot better and a lot more regularly. So we're probably looking to like a channel memberships route. But
with more content,
we're going to upgrade that because I think there's something out there now. Probably don't go near that, to be honest. Don't waste your money on that yet because we've not sorted it out. But we'll let you know when that's ready to go. We're going to try set that up because you guys, very nice of some of you to try and obviously help us out. We're also obviously looking all the time if there's any sponsors or anyone that I have had a couple sort of half dodgy sponsors which we've just turned down. Such as, I'm not going to name them on stream, but one place you get like dodgy shirts from is after a bit of a promo, which it's not really ethical. I don't really want to go near that. And then also some sort of other slightly dodgy things that we're not going to go near. But if we get any brands that actually make sense, we'll use them. We're not just going to snatch at money for the sake of it, because that's not what we're about. But anyway, enough waffling about the ins and outs of the podcast. If you did enjoy, what they got to do, Alex?
They've got to leave a like, we've got to comment a community question for next week, and they've got to subscribe to the channel. That
is spot on. Anyway, guys, we'll be doing our Premier League predictions probably in the next podcast or the one after. Yeah. But like Alex said, leave your comments, leave your thoughts below, and share the podcast. That's another thing. Share the podcast until one person you think might like it. Even if they don't, it's worth a crack. Up the Blues.
Up the Blues.